Today, we're looking at the trends from week 7 for fantasy football so you make your moves. Whether it's buying, selling, holding, trading, dropping, whatever you want to do, we're looking at some trends so you make your decision. We're studying what these players did on the field by looking at the next-gen advanced metric charts over from NFL.com. They're free to look at. You can go check them out. More players than this. Not all the games are loaded yet, but still, they're fun to look at, and you can make some assumptions with some of these players just by looking at them. Before we dig in, though, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're digging into the data every day. We're going deeper on the waiver wire than anybody else on YouTube, and then more than a lot of big fantasy football websites out there. On top of that, we're helping you set your lineups, and we're deep diving all the trending prospects here that are getting anointed, so you know more about them, so you can make your move and do what you want to do with them. Click that button. Stop missing out. Our first player today is getting a deep dive, for sure. He's already gotten a few, and we've been watching him in training camp, minicamp, OTAs, and talking him up. Oronde Gadsden. Oronde Gadsden has a very good receiving profile over at Syracuse. On top of that, very good receiving profile coming out. He's a former wide receiver. He's a former wide receiver. And when he came to advanced metrics, coming out of college, odds were likely like something was going to happen. Something was going to happen. Like, it's no surprise this is going on. And he fell to the right team and got the right situation. A team that's been desperately needing a tight end. This is a first time a tight end got over 100 yards since 2019, Hunter Henry. That is a big deal. They've been waiting for this moment, and he's anointed. He is doing it. We're watching that knee. He got banged up in this game. We're watching that. That could crop up. Puka Nacua came back in last time, and that ballooned up the next day or whatever happened. I don't know. But look at this chart here. That's a receiver chart. That's a receiver chart. That is a wide receiver chart here. If you're looking for upside, if you're looking for the next hot thing, especially at the tight end position, there's nothing there on the waiver wire. There's nothing there. We'll have some names this week, but there's really nothing there. They're just dart throws. There's really nothing there. At least you know you got good speculative upside. That is an upside play that could go to the moon. He's a rookie with a lot of competition for targets here, but he's anointing. He's looking solid. This is a team historically has always been good at the tight end spot. Herbert can fuel tight ends. He's done that before. We had a shit ton of pass attempts in this game, high volume game, but still, you're looking at Oronde Gadsden. He's been doing it last few weeks. Xavier Legette. So we have to identify what kind of asset this is for fantasy football. Like, it's not player good, player bad. Start or sit. It's what kind of asset is this player for fantasy football. He's a wide receiver. He's not the wide receiver one for his team. This is a very volatile team. He's a former first-round pick. He is a gadget player for the Panthers right now. But he's getting wide receiver work. And he's hit twice this year. And this is a wide receiver in certain moments that could go off. And he showed that. 9 catches, 92 yards, and a touchdown. Like, there's going to be games where they're going to try and take away T-Mac, and they go Legette. Coker will be back out there, and Legette's got good size adjusted athleticism. Like, top tier. Like, tough to cover. Like, T-Mac helps him out. Like, around the red zone, around the goal line, short yardage, drag routes, whatever it is they're trying to get with him. Like, he's going to be tough to cover because you're not putting your top corner on him. He's not the purest route runner. He doesn't have to be Justin Jefferson out there. You got T-Mac out there taking the heat off him. And this is a good wide receiver for football. This is a good wide receiver for the Panthers for what they want to do. They got a top-tier weapon there that can bail them out, that can splash on any given play. For fantasy, this is a dart throw for lineups. For the flex, you just throw him in, close your eyes, and hope one of these games happen because he'll probably have a couple more. You do not know which game because it's the Panthers. On top of that, you got T-Mac soaking up targets. You got Coker. You got some things revolving on this team. But still, you're looking at Xavier Legette. That's what he is. And he can trend very hard in a matchup. If things flow in his way, if he's got the mismatch and he's killing it, he can trend very hard with that size-adjusted athleticism. Now we're looking at Cam Ward. The thing about Cam Ward, it's been a rough year. Like, there's nothing that you can say to disagree against. It's been a rough year. The advanced metrics are saying, hey, this could take some time. Like, the odds of him being a stud is against him. And when you put the story to that, maybe it's not 100% against Cam Ward's potential. But when you play the story of the advanced metrics, you just look at this team, like building around him for the long term, getting the right coaching staff, and this team can't do this, and they haven't been able to do it. So that's a concern long term for me. You're also seeing like flashes of him being good, like flashes of it out there. And sometimes he's out there with the chicken with his head cut off type of deal, but you're seeing little flashes. We don't have good receivers. We're not getting good separation. Alec Ayamander is great for a rookie, but still, there's no Justin Jefferson. There's nothing like that to help bail him out, and the odds of them getting that is hard, and they really need to really clean house and really fix this up, and it's going to take some time. That's really what the advanced analytics is really saying here. When you watch the tape, you are seeing him convert some plays and make some big moments. You're also seeing some horrendous ones too. You're also seeing that. So it might take some time. When it comes to Cam Ward, I think they just need to let him sling the rock and just let him throw it 30, 40 times a game. They're not going to the Super Bowl this year. Let him sling the rock. Let him try to cook. Just let it go. Just let it go. Let him get the experience. Let him mess up. Let him fail. Let him learn from failure. Just let it happen. When it comes to fantasy football, this team's a wreck. You cannot predict the flow. These are rough game scripts. Their defense is kind of scrappy. They allow fantasy points to the opposition due to what they're contending, but they get in scrappy game scripts. This is a team that is just weird to predict week in and week out when you're doing predictions. You can predict the opposite team will do okay in fantasy, but how it comes about can be rather weird because they'll start off in some games being scrappy, like that one game against Denver, and there's a few others, and there's other games where it's not. But when I'm looking at Cam Ward, I would like to give him some time. I would like to see how they build around him. I would be very patient. I wouldn't jump off a cliff. But on top of that, the odds of them building correctly historically here is against them. And then you're also looking like, can they make the right moves? That's going to be the big question. Justin Herbert. Like, when you got to throw the rock, he's going to sling it, and he's got 3 good wide receivers, which is very rare in the National Football League. And now when you think about the offensive line here, it's banged up. It's done. They had question marks going into the season with 1 tackle out. Now they got 2 in the interior offensive line. A lot of fans had questions about that in my comment section. I think we're going to catch game scripts like this. In matchups where it's neutral or harder for the Chargers, I think you're going to catch more matchups like this where he's just slinging it because he's going to be taking sacks. There's going to be a lot of pressure. The game script's going to get weird. And game scripts where it's favorable, you might catch him being a little bit more volatile due to the offensive line. Like, if they can get to him consistently, the yardage totals are going to be a little bit lighter. Like, he's going to get those hits on him. It's going to be harder for him to get to the wide receivers. I think if they're not getting to him and they have to sling it, you're going to catch this because, 1, they're down at running back. 2, it's going to be hard for them to move the chains early in games and some of these neutral to rougher game scripts. And that could lead to this. It could lead to this. Or it could lead to the opposite. That's why I say he's volatile. That's what that means. Upside games, 420, 500, 350 yards, 150. That's just how it is because the offensive line's banged up. He's still good. He's still got it. But you have to take into account for that. I think we got potential for this. But I think when you put him in lineups, you have to waiver the volatility of his play due to the offensive line. Jordan Addison is the man. He was cooking in training camp. Justin Jefferson was out of training camp. Everybody's fading Justin Jefferson due to that. And Jordan Addison took advantage of that. Developed a rapport with these quarterbacks. And Jordan Addison was getting it done, taking advantage of all his opportunities every moment there. Like, every year he keeps ramping up a little bit. But you're looking at Jordan Addison here. Another big performance, another big game, running routes all over the field. That's what you want to see from your wide receiver. Definitely a buy, but I think the price is too high right now. Now you're looking at Quinshon Judkins. He is winning despite the play at quarterback, despite them not being able to move the ball through the air. It was against the Dolphins. Everybody beats up the Dolphins. I think they've allowed over 400 rushing yards in the last 3 games, if I'm calculating that right. But you're looking at Dillon Gabriel. Everything is like 10 yards or less and to the left. Everything. Everybody's got that keyed on, and it makes it easier for them to key on Quinshon Judkins. If they didn't have Quinshon Judkins and it was just like Jerome Ford or just another jabroni back, Dillon Gabriel would have been pulled by now. Like, to be able to stay out there, complete 10 yards or less, everything to the left, that would be rough. We're not starting the wide receivers. Fannin, if he's the only tight end out there and Njoku's still out, like, he's still a rough start, but he has upside with the targets and potential. Judkins is a guy you're putting out there every Sunday because he's getting the opportunities. He had a bust week last week. This week, solid with 3 touchdowns. He's also a threat to pop one on any given touch. He's a stud. The defense is a stud. And this is going to be a rough Browns team for the rest of the season. Now we're looking at Travis Hunter here. Travis Hunter getting it downfield, getting work. And this was a matchup that had opportunities for him when you looked at what the Rams allow. Brian Thomas Jr. got taken away, and they had to go to their other reads here, and Travis Hunter cooked. Travis Hunter did well, and hopefully that means he earns more in his offense. Hopefully Trevor Lawrence starts looking his way a little bit more. I saw there was some clips where he was just wide open in the short, flat area and not looked his way at all. Didn't get to the read. I don't know the full context. I got to see that player, find it on all 22, if I even get that far. But Travis Hunter here, like, this is a good player, a player that needed some seasoning. And sometimes when you get a prospect like this, like, they're just in their ramp-up period in the start of their career, then they just need that moment to blast off. Like, usually, sometimes it's the back half of the season or, like, last 3 to 4 weeks, then they're good to go for the rest of the year. So we're definitely monitoring this in matchups where you're looking at defenses where teams have to go to the wide receiver 2, 3, tight end, the running backs. Travis Hunter is a guy to gamble with. He's a pickup off the waiver wire if he got released. More than likely dead. He's scoring 10 points or less in every single game except for this one. He's cashed big. He looked good. Rashee Rice is back. And that is the route chart of all route charts because everything just cooking that short to intermediate. But he's been looking good on the field in practice with Patrick Mahomes for a bit. He got banged up last year, but going to that camp, like I said, not in 2025, but in 2024, in training camp, what they were saying, actually, it was minicamp OTAs. He was the most improved player on the entire Chiefs team. And then it went into training camp, and you saw the rapport, you saw that. And then he got banged up last year, and he was healthy going into the offseason this year, killing it in camp, just killing. This is a guy that works hard. This is a guy that's gritty. This is a guy that is the number one in this offense. They're going to get him the rock. This team is fired up. This team is ready to rock and roll and make a strong push in the back half of the season. Looking at the Bengals here, and I just want to look at this. Joe Flacco is bringing back the Bengals. He's bringing them back. Chase Brown getting to the fairway at least for you. Jamar Chase, 23 targets. I recommended this to Joe Flacco, even though there's no way he could have heard me. Just spam Jamar Chase. It'll take you to the promised land. And this is another thing about the Browns. They put the shackles on Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's a good dude, too. He took all the quarterbacks there under his wing, and he deserves this. He deserves to have stud wide receivers to throw the ball to. So now we're back with the Bengals here. Don't be afraid to start them. Flacco could be used in fantasy in the right matchups. That's the thing to look at. We're pushing it. We're getting aggressive downfield. He's back to old Flacco. Now that's something to say about the Browns. Now you're looking at Geno Smith. He's cooked. He's cooked. He's that one politician who just froze at the microphone, whoever the hell that guy is. That's Geno Smith, right? That's what that is. That is what that is. That is rough. That is rough. You had a game script where you got to push it. That is rough. Like how? Like how 67 yards, 10 of 16. Like, it's not like there's a bunch of picks. It's not like there's a bunch of incompletions. It's just, how did we do that? Like, how did we do that? Like, I get it. Myers out, Bowers out. I get it. But this has been a trend for weeks, and it feels like it's getting worse. He had a run of picks a few weeks ago. Now we're down to this. He's cooked. He's done. I don't know if it's a Pickett era yet. I'm sure they're going to announce that soon. But they might as well make a change if we're going to keep getting this shit. Now you're looking at Tyler Warren and Michael Pittman. One thing about these charts, you can tell where the Colts were trying to attack. They're trying to attack those safeties. You got Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell just blowing up the deep ball there. And Tyler Warren's solid, getting work. He is going to be one of those players that's going to be in the league, probably pushing damn near 2040. Like, he's one of those players. 10 years from now is 2035. I expect him to be out there that long, and then he'll probably have some years after that where he's out there kind of like how Jason Witten was, and he's just out there running routes, slower, but so crafty, it doesn't matter. That's Tyler Warren. He might push 2040. Like, we're getting to that stage where we might catch a player or two that we're seeing in drafts make it to 2040. Tyler Warren's a candidate for that because he's good at all phases. He's not electric. He's not like one of those players like Oronde Gadsden that's going to blow you away with supreme route running, ball skills. He's what you call a football player, what John Madden would say. John Madden would love Tyler Warren. Like, a lot of people go to advanced metrics, try to argue against him and all that. That makes sense. I can make those arguments. I'm the only one that came up with the transfer portal argument that all the Penn State wide receivers transferred out and they only had Tyler Warren in the running backs. But the thing about that is, I recognize just a football player. That's a good player. Good overall player. Stud. Michael Pittman is a great fit for Danny Dimes. Sometimes the ball spreads other ways. Danny Dimes does not care, which is great quarterback play. Great quarterback play. Great for this offense. But Michael Pittman having a good year. Like I said, going into the season, he was dealing with a back injury last year. Like, he was playing through it. He was being tough and impacted his fantasy production and got faded big time in drafts. You're catching a good return. He might bust in some of your weeks because they spread the ball around so much, considering you got a tight end here getting 5+ targets a game. Josh Downs, Alec Pierce, A.D. Mitchell. You got some ballers on this team. Low-key, very good receiving depth chart here. And then you got Jonathan Taylor. But again, Michael Pittman is letting you know, hey, don't fade me again. Drake Maye, 21 completions on 23 pass attempts. Just straight schooling out there. Looking at the chart. One thing I want to say in fantasy football, Stephon Diggs is solid. He may have a few down games here and there because he is spreading it around. Quinshon Boutte got his touchdown. He is spreading it around. That is what you want to see from your quarterbacks. He's taken off with it. He's got some of that Konami code. But Drake Maye is hot. You roll with the hot hand. You keep rolling with it. He's going to be safe. If you got 2 top 5 quarterbacks, just pick one for the week. Just pick one of them. If they're ranked in the top 5 due to matchup or whatever, Drake Maye is going to be up there every single week. Just being safe at least. If he's got to push it, he's got to push it. But 23 pass attempts today, just pushing it all over the place. Those are the trends from yesterday's games. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Who you buying, selling, or holding, trading, whatever. Make sure you click that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.